Welcome to SVGTV's news for Thursday, August 20th, 2020. I am Bob Northwell with the details. SVG has lost another veteran broadcaster. Evans Bernard John, affectionately known as EB John, reportedly passed away today at his home in Evesham. John served in the capacity of General Manager of the National Broadcasting Corporation, NBC, from 1987 to 1997. A Facebook post from NBC reads, "We are saddened to announce the death of Evans Bernard John. The Board of Directors, Management and Staff of the National Broadcasting Corporation extend sincere condolences to his family and friends." 2 weeks ago, on Tuesday, August the 4th, social activist and broadcaster Jerry George died at his home doing what he loved. He reportedly suffered a heart attack while hosting his Facebook program early in the morning. George was laid to rest last Saturday following a private funeral. And the ruling Unity Labour Party last evening held its first virtual meeting to kickstart its campaign for re-election and a fifth term in office under the slogan, "Lift SVG Higher." At the news event, 4 candidates contesting the upcoming general elections on the ULP ticket on mainland St. Vincent were introduced by party leader Prime Minister Dr. Rav Gonsalves. Dr. Gonsalves also announced that there will be a new candidate for the Northern Grenadines, which means caretaker Herman Belma will not be contesting the seat for the ULP. Outlining the vision for the party, Dr. Gonsalves said his party is on a mission to unite SVG, and the new candidates will continue the quest to uplift SVG higher. Dr. Gonsalves, who will be leading the party for the last time in general elections, said that the ULP had a good track record in the government and will use this to their advantage.
The ULP would run on its magnificent record of uplifting this country and its people. We will run on what we are currently doing for our country and the ordinary people, the working folks. We will run on our excellent handling of the challenge of COVID-19 and its interconnected elements of health, the economic, the society and security. We will run on the basis of our high-quality team of candidates and our political and governmental leadership. We will run on these things because it is these things that improve people's lives and make our country better.
Referring to himself as a political warrior, the ULP leader gave an in-depth historical political background about himself, which he said includes resisting injustice and a fighter of democracy and one who strongly supports nation building. Dr. Gonsalves said that his leadership skills is unmatched for the opposition and charged all Vincentians to take stock of the plans, vision and leadership of the New Democratic Party to see if it is the change they need for SVG.
We will win bigger in these elections coming up than before. And in victory, we will lift SVG higher. Now, there are those in the opposition who are trying to construct a self-serving and spurious narrative which says that Ralph and the US have been in power too long, and so a change is needed. But change from what to what? Change only for change's sake? No serious people change a government of quality and achievement with tried and tested leadership and replace it by a disorganized group of self-serving electoral elites with no coherent philosophy, with no vision, with no plan for the country, no coherent policies and programs to address sustainable development, no credible team, and no leader fit for these times. No serious people change from progress to backwardness. One does not abandon a remedy and take a poison.
Dr. Gonsalves made a special appeal to all party supporters to exercise their constitutional right to vote in the upcoming general elections. He said that he is aware of the negative talk of not wanting to vote, noting that this will give the ULP a lower chance of winning the elections.
I want our supporters, those who are saying, "I ain't voting," I say, listen to me. Don't hurt yourself. Do not self-inflict unnecessary pain and suffering on yourself and your children by not going to vote. I know once you turn up, you vote in ULP. I want you to go to the polls and you have to vote ULP. The Unity Labour Party will not lose this election. And it is important that we score a big victory. And to do so, I want the young people and all our supporters of all ages to go to the polls.
The 4 new candidates for the Unity Labour Party are Dominic Sutherland for Central Leeward, Orlando Brewster for Central Leeward, Minifa Glasgow for South Leeward, and Curtis King, West St. George. They all said they are ready to serve the people in their respective constituencies.
The people with the objective of progress for all. I won't be distracted by noise, haters, or crazies. I intend to be a critical thinker with a forward vision of what tomorrow can and will be, as I immerse myself into the development challenges of the constituency.
For this ideal moment where I can come to you and say without a shadow of a doubt in my mind, Central Leeward and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, I am ready to serve. Serving, we have to bring all sides together. And this is why I'm bringing it to you tonight that Randy Brewster in Central Leeward cares about everyone.
To serve them as their next representative in Parliament. They say that a strong woman stands up for herself, but that a stronger woman stands up for others. South Leeward, I stand stronger for you tonight. I believe these are important times for St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
My professional experience as an educator of 37 years and my voluntary work as a youth and community activist since 1982 have provided me with the life skills needed to work with all ages in the constituency. The young child, the adolescent, the teenager, the adult, the elderly.
The candidates who were allotted a certain time to present themselves and plans for their constituency agreed that there is much work to be done and shared some of their developmental plans.
In the delivery of educational opportunities to the residents of the area, continuing the upgrade of the Lodge Village Government School, repairing and expanding the facilities and offerings at the community centers, including upgrade to George McIntosh Community Market, and working with community leaders to reactivate and enhance the functioning of the various youth and community groups within the constituency, as being done with the netball in Green Hill and the floodlight football in Redemption Sharps.
Ready to make sure that jobs and livelihood comes to Central Leeward. Ready to work to see teachers, parents, and all the young scholars have access to good learning environments, to ensure that the sporting facilities are well kept and maintained.
And so, we are going to have evening classes, technical and vocational classes, under the YET program, where you can learn electrical installation and so on and so forth. I now move to agriculture and fisheries. We are going to work together to promote agriculture as a viable and sustainable option for farmers.
The Bilespa project, the common construction of the Dorsetshire Hill playing field. These are all priority areas for the next term, along with the orderly and fair relocation of the residents of Pole Yard, and the delivery of letters of offers to the residents of Upper Queens Drive so that they can finally own the lands that they and their families presently occupy.
And founder of the opposition New Democratic Party, Sir James Mitchell, is of the view that democracy at all levels is no longer practiced in SVG. Speaking on radio today, Sir James said as a party leader, he knows when it was time to leave.
Teachers that were leading the charge, the nurses, you name it, they were all leading the charge. And where are they today? In the defense of democracy. I think St. Vincent needs more defenders of democracy today than then. So I said, I got into politics at the age of 35. I will give the people 35 and I going home at 70.
All right.
Not bad, not bad.
I hope some people get that message too.
That some people should go home at 70.
It's a little late. A little late.
Was it 4 years? 4 years?
4 years late, but
late.
So James said that under his administration, he did the best he could for Vincentians, such as purchasing lands for the poor, some of which the current administration is developing.
Bought Orange Hill, Lauders, Diamond Village, where thousands of people live. I bought Montwin and Peters Hope, where everybody talking about big development. It's I alone. I mean, I had the backing of a party and a government and a cabinet, but the negotiations were mine. I bought out the Balcom estate, you know. So I covered a lot of ground to try and build a property-owning democracy. But I regret to say the middle class is shrinking in our country.
Commenting on present leadership of the NDP, Sir James said the party stands a good chance of winning the next general elections.
Democracy means change of government, and I am confident that the NDP has a very good chance of making it under Godwin Friday.
Noting that he is pleased with the construction of the athletic track at Diamond, Sir James challenged PM Gonsalves to a 100-meter race on a track.
Prime Minister Gonsalves, I have one thing to say to him. I congratulate him on what he is doing with the racetrack now. And
the synthetic track at Diamond?
At Diamonds.
yes,
yeah.
that's and bringing in Usain Bolt. I understand.
They are?
They are. Oh, well, good. I can't.
No,
You're a good spy.
I'm asking.
So I hear. The word is that they bring in a Usain Bolt.
Oh, my goodness me.
And I think that will be a wonderful launch for it. But I would tell Prime Minister Gonsalves, forget for Usain Bolt. I will take him on 100 yards on the same stretch.
Vincentian Franz George is one of the recipients of this year's Chevening Scholarship. He will be pursuing a master's degree in industrial organization and business psychology in the United Kingdom. Franz, who hails from the community of Diamond, is a lecturer and the lead organizational consultant for his consultancy, Lydian Stone Consulting, which helps organizations to identify their problems and helps to develop and implement interventions. He is also involved in youth development and advocacy and currently serves as the Caribbean and Americas regional representative of the Commonwealth Youth Council, the CYC. George said he intends to use Chevening to contribute to the economic and social development of SVG, especially through the fulfillment of Sustainable Development Goal number 8, decent work and economic growth. He believes his area of study will help shift the culture surrounding quality work and organizational performance in SVG by helping organizations and businesses to become more innovative and worker-friendly, efficient, and impactful. George is one of 9 Chevening Scholarship winners for 2020. Chevening Scholarships are awarded to individuals with demonstrable leadership potential who also have strong academic backgrounds. The scholarship offers full financial support to future leaders to study for any eligible master's degree at any UK university. whilst gaining access to a wide range of exclusive academic, professional and cultural events. Commissioner of Police Colin John has encouraged the nation's children to work hard and be disciplined. He was at the time addressing the annual Scholarship Award ceremony on Wednesday at the police canteen, hosted in collaboration with the Police Cooperative Credit Union. The ceremony saw 4 scholarships and 1 bursary handed out to successful CPA students. Commissioner John said the scholarship goes beyond other scholarships as it's the first to provide, as it provides recipients with additional assistance.
So provide you with other materials such as loose papers, exam papers and things of that nature, other stationery. So it's not just textbooks, you have loose papers. We also give a quarterly or once a term, we give transportation allowance to all of the students. Most importantly, we pay for all of the exams. When you reach to do the CAPE and the CSEC, regardless of how many subjects you have to sit, the Police Scholarship Fund, they pay for all of the subjects for CAPE and CSEC. So that's something that the parents do not have to stress about. So when I say it is the best, this is evidence that the police scholarship is the best.
The police commissioner also encouraged the recipients to listen to their teachers and remain focused in school.
You have to listen to your teachers when they impart the knowledge to you. You have to revise when you get home. So not that you leave school and you just go home and on your tablet, or you go and look at television, or you involve in TikTok or whatever else you want to involve in. You must revise so that you would know what you are taught and you'll be in a better position to compete with your peers. You must participate in class. Do not just sit in class and not participate. Be interactive with the teacher. If there's something that you do not understand, do it in a polite manner, but ask the teacher to explain. Be respectful to your teachers. We have seen some schools or some students are becoming very disrespectful to teachers. This has caused the police to have an increased presence at some of the secondary schools. So I'm asking you students not to be disrespectful to your teachers.
Featured speaker Alana McMaster, who is a former recipient of the scholarship, commended the RSVG Police Force for its commitment to the nation's youth. While encouraging the students to study hard, she implored parents to give them their full support.
Study, study, study. There is no other magical way but to put in the work. You are given a big boost with these scholarships and bursaries. It is for you to do the rest. Parents, your children need your support. During my tenure at school, I did sciences. My mother knew nothing about sciences. She could not help me with my homework or my assignments. I was not as fortunate as you are, young people today, to have the internet at my fingertip. However, we were not discouraged. My mother helped me the only way she knew how, and that was to make me a cup of tea and sat with me while I did my work. Too often, parents send their children to their books. Instead, what you should be doing, parents, is to make time to keep their company. Sometimes that is all that is needed. Parents, guardians, this is a partnership. Your level of involvement determines your child's level of success.
And Senior Education Officer Hannah Brown challenged the 13 scholarship recipients this year of the General Employees Cooperative Credit Union GECU to continue to do well in their academic journey. Speaking at the award ceremony today at the Methodist Church Hall, Brown said the ministry supports any initiative which assists the nation's youth to reach their full potential. The Senior Education Officer said the children are the nation's future and encouraged them to continue to strive for greatness.
Here among us are the future CEOs and presidents and loans officers and doctors and lawyers, engineers, teachers, can't forget that, contractors, agriculturalists. We're not even saying farmers these days. And you're all here. We do not know exactly which of you would be here speaking in a few years. But we just want to encourage you to continue to do well. You have not just demonstrated academic achievement, but have exhibited sound discipline and an eagerness for learning. The Ministry of Education applauds you and encourages you to stay focused and continue to do well. You're a talented group of children who have made your parents very proud. We can hardly see the smiles because of the mask. But underneath the mask, we know that the parents are very happy.
Brown took the opportunity to thank GECU for its continued commitment towards the education of the nation's youth.
Your financial backing in these trying times provide a sense of peace and security for many families who would benefit today and those who continue to benefit over time. It also reduces the stress level for students. Yes, students also are stressed sometimes. And it provides them with an opportunity to focus on their learning and not be encumbered with matters of how, when, and where financial support would be coming from. We at the Ministry of Education express appreciation that you continue to collaborate with us in providing quality education at various levels for our students.
Also speaking at the ceremony was GECU's President Harold Lewis, who encouraged both parents and students to make the best of their investment.
As I conclude, I want to encourage each of you this morning to continue on the path of excellence. Trust in God, believe in yourself, and always try and give a helping hand to your peers who may need it from time to time. Parents, please put this financial assistance to the most productive use for your child. And remember that these resources are indeed scarce, and as such, a gesture by GECU should not be taken for granted. So once again, in my capacity as president, and on behalf of the entire GECU family, I would like to wish all of you the very best in your academic pursuits throughout your secondary school career and beyond. I thank you, and may the good Lord continue to bless this great credit union.